Can you explain this quote from Street Fighter? Is that not Oro Cloak? What needs explaining? He is wearing the Buddhist robe from his Master Goken, reminiscent of his Master Goken. Whatever fan fiction somebody wrote about Oro is the same fan fiction that people wrote about Ken's wife's NFT's son's former roommate, you know, stealing Ken's wife. Here's the problem with leaks, is that sometimes leaks can set up for they can be bullshit and give you impressions of things that are happening that aren't actually happening. And sometimes they can reveal things that aren't directly going to be ready or planned for what you think they are. I think there could be a very high likelihood that that roster you're seeing in the concept art, because you have to understand DLC things are definitely planned way ahead of time. Like when the core game is being figured out, it doesn't start development until after the core game is done, right? Of course, because games have main game budget and they also have DLC budget. And then the DLC budget starts when you're obviously done with main game stuff. I'd be blown away if Akuma's actually in the main game, is all I'm saying. I would be really blown away if that Akuma that we saw in the leak is actually part of the core roster. I think that is easy DLC bait kind of character. And I feel like some other characters in there could also be DLC bait. Not surprised. If the roster's getting close to 22 to 25 characters, I'm shocked. That's a lot. Like, and I'm actually really shocked if the game even gets 20 at launch. Especially considering that every character's remade, there's no returning assets, they're starting from scratch kind of thing. That's a shit ton of characters, man. I would be even 20 is more than I was expecting. I was expecting 16 to 18. Then this is the issue with leaks, right? Why the leaks could eventually hurt Capcom in the long run. That you might have gotten a sneak peek at things that might not be available until way later in 2023. And the game most likely is going to be coming out in February of 2023. Because every single thing with Street Fighter in the title always comes out in February, ever since 2008. If Street Fighter's in the title, it's pretty much coming out in February, you know? Outside of, like, remasters. Be prepared for that, right? Be genuinely prepared that that entire roster you're seeing has a likelihood of not being all the characters that are going to be actually available at launch. There will probably be some betas as well. Most likely. Yeah, I think they kind of have to, right? There has to be a couple of alphas or betas for the online stuff. Hey, maybe they're going to spend some time announcing that over the Capcom event. Maybe. I would be genuinely shocked if this game came out with like 22 or more. Gift sub bet? Yeah. You know what? Let's do it. Let's gift sub bet it right now. I'm down. If the game has more than 20 characters, right? More than 20 characters at launch that are available in-game. Maybe some will be unlockable or some shit. We don't know. But if there's more than 20 or more, I'll put 200 gift subs down. I'll make that bet. This is a long-running bet, chat. This is like, we're not going to find this shit out until possibly 2023, you know? So this is like a 6-month bet. If it's actually 22 or more, right? 22 or more characters, I'll put 250 gift subs down. Because to be honest, I think it's going to be like... The highest number, I think, is going to be 18. The most I'll give is 250 gift subs if the game actually gets like 24, 25 characters or some shit. What did Street Fighter 4 actually launch with? Not the arcade version, because the arcade version had like 16, right? 16 or 17 with Akuma. Didn't people complain that Street Fighter 5 had a starting roster of 16 characters? Not as much as people complained that all it had was a starting roster of 16 characters. I think that was the bigger issue with Street Fighter 5. 16 is fine if there's other stuff to do, but that was it. You got 16 in Street Fighter 5 and that was it. Nothing else. There was barely a way to play CPU. And you know what? Maybe, just maybe, they're actually trying to match what vanilla Street Fighter 4 on console was doing and really have a shit ton of characters. I think that's fucking nuts, right? If that is the case and they're able to hit like 23 to 25 characters when this game comes out, with a big ass story mode, with a way too ambitious, like seemingly way too ambitious online mode that, Christ, let's hope it just even works. That is a very much a valued product, right? That is a game that is absolutely, and if all of it works and it's good, mind you, if all of it works and it's good and it comes with 25 characters, a big ass online mode and a big ass single player mode, if all that shit functions the way it does, then sweet Jesus, that might be one of the best values in fighting games next to an NRS game. But that's asking for a lot, you know? That is asking for a lot because Street Fighter has not had NRS-like success with their games in a very long time. And in the same amount of time that Street Fighter had been working on Street Fighter 5, or Capcom had been working on Street Fighter 5, and they eventually sold like 6 or 7 million units through sales or anything like that. In that same amount of time that Street Fighter 5 was announced and released, NetherRealm has officially made and produced 3 fighting games, all of which have sold close to, if not more than 10 million copies. That's the level of like how long we were playing and everybody was playing Street Fighter 5, that NRS was able to produce and make 3 separate different fighting games: MKX, MK11, and Injustice 2. And even one of those will, not even at discounts, sell way more than anything else. So Street Fighter has absolutely not reached the same budgetary success as a series like NetherRealm Studios. They don't have WB money. So to see that they might have a single player mode, 25 characters, like all this shit close to what an NRS game has, fuck, man, that's crazy. They're definitely working their ass off if that's the case, if they're able to hit those numbers, but I actually don't think they will. I think we're getting something closer to 16 to 18.